So as you said that you dabble in entrepreneur profiling also, there's been a team of entrepreneur behind TLP. So what's the vision of the lifestyle portal supporting into entrepreneurs?
Because I firmly believe I've attended a few entrepreneur meetups as speakers and as panelists. And there were a lot of places where these young starters were asked to come and give a pitch, and there were a lot of question and answer rounds. And I liked one response when one of the venture capitalists asked one of these startups, says, what is it, what does entrepreneurship, what is your vision for the company? He said, I want to, be the biggest brand that there is and all of that. So I think that what the venture capitalist gave him a very nice advice is that if you're only thinking for yourself, you won't last long. But if you're going to think collectively as a community that I'm going to take everyone along with me, that I'm going to progress, you will sustain them. I really like that. And that is the same principle I work with Lifestyle Portal here. Whoever have interacted with me over the last 10 years, and our club we currently have, because it's been too long, so we have almost 64, 70 people, entrepreneurs in our club at the moment. They know that if there's anything, I will respond. I will try and connect them to someone if there is any requirement related to work. The idea is that we will all have to progress together. It cannot be that I only have to look out for myself, yes, to a certain extent, but we have to think of a greater goal, that we progress together as a nation, not only alone, because then only we will thrive and do well. So that is the core principle that Lifestyle Portal works on right now.
Okay. Would you like to tell us something about your team of entrepreneurs? Any special names you would like to speak about? It's entirely your personal choice.
There are so many, and they forgive me if I miss mentioning them, but they've been wonderful. They're wonderful people on board. There is Shalini Singh, founder of Galvanize PR, and we met. She flew down from Bangalore for my meetup in Pune. It was the most encouraging, gesture I've ever come across. There is Advocate Nishan Masakare from Pune, a gem of a gentleman. He's been there for every meetup, and if there's anything, he actually calls me and say, look, boss, I think you're doing this wrong. You should do it this way. So nice. People, they don't hesitate when they call me and say, okay, how can I help? Can I do this? There is Amish Modi from Eco Corner. If there's anything, and I remember I bounced off some idea. It was my birthday, and he calls out, it's your birthday. What are you doing? Don't discuss this right now. Come, let's discuss it later. There's somebody who's been my mentor who actually revamped PLP. That when it was just going downhill, I approached him and then he said, okay, let's just revamp the idea. And it really took, I really have a lot of regard for him. So there are a lot of people who along the way of these 10 years who've been very supportive of me. I know if I call them or they call me, it will like we are having a 10th birthday contest. So almost everyone I know has called me up. There is Saloni Marchandani from the Food Blogger Association of India. She also calls her, can I do this? Can I host this workshop? Shweta Menon from Foodie Tribal. Hey, I want to be your gifting partner. Sushi from Nirvana. I want to give away these hampers. So people just started stepping up and said, I want to help and I want to be a part of this initiative. So I think half your work is done when people believe in you and the work you do, where you don't have to keep crying out like help, I need help. No, they just come and stand with you, stand by you, whether visible or invisible, but I know they are there. And I'm very grateful to every one of them.
I hope everyone is listening to you right now. And really, it's a big support. It's not single-handedly, no one can do anything. It's a team who makes things to be done, accomplished, and all. Tanya also heard about a university certification. Can you share some insight on this recent program which you received for your writing?
So I'm an alumni of the SNDT Women's University. I had a chance to be a visiting faculty at the master's program a few years back. They really liked the way I teach. They liked what I had created. for the writing program. And over the years, and then I had just approached them, is there a possibility that we can have some co-branding or co-certification initiative? And then the approval just came through. So now it is going to be a 3-month, within a 6-month program. If students complete within 6 months, all the modules that I mentor them, they will get a course certification from Lifestyle Portal and SMBT University, Department of Excellent Education. So I think it's an excellent opportunity for working professionals, students, or homemakers, aspiring writers to get a certification from university. And for a writing program, and writing is such an enjoyable experience. So I think this is like like icing on the cake.
Exactly. It's wonderful thing. I think Sapna ji would like to ask a few questions.
Hi, I'm back. All right, Tanya, and such a wonderful session. I've been listening throughout, and it's amazing to hear you. Although I've heard so much about you, and I have personally also spoken to you, and I was like, so that's why the 10th anniversary gift from UBI was that we meet you personally with UBI Cloud. And yes, UBI should know who Tanya Munshi is. So yes, congratulations for this complete 10 years journey from all of us. And here there are some questions pouring in, and there are people watching you. Let me first ask their questions, and then if I still have a few questions left within, then I'll ask those. Okay? So, all right. We have, I think we've already done with Anchal. All right. Anchal says, yes, I totally agree with the thought process which you have. Absolutely. I also agree to that. Rita ma'am is watching us. She's saying, good evening, everyone. Divya is watching us. Hi, good evening, Divya. There was a few questions. I'm missing out one minute. Yeah, as Divya says, life skills are really important in today's time. I agree this too. Anuradha says, what do you think could be the reason behind very few women entrepreneurs in India? What are their hurdles and any guiding words for them to overcome their fears? I think a very important question coming from a lady founder of Lifestyle Portal. Absolutely amazing question. Yes, tell me.
This has been a very big challenge where I've tried to work with a lot of women entrepreneurs. This was asked to me some years ago when I was a panelist at one of the startup meetups. There was a similar question asked. The biggest challenge is a lot of times women tend to be very underconfident, or they try to play too safe. If you're trying to run a business, you can't play too safe. You will have to take some risks. Okay, you will have to lose a few rounds. You will lose money. You will lose people as well. But that's a part of the game. Secondly, my biggest challenge was whenever there was any payment process to be done. Most of the women would tell me, I will ask my husband and let you know. I used to be taken aback that if you are a founder of your company, I'm sorry, I do not mean to rub ladies or their husbands the wrong way. I believe in complete equal rights. I am a fan of equal rights. I'm not a feminist. I'm very sorry if I'm offending anyone. But my point is, if I'm running my business, I can ask for suggestions, but the decision will be mine. If I'm running a business, I should know how to do my bank transfers. I should know where my money is, what my money is doing, whether my money is working harder than me or not. I cannot tell my client or my vendor, I will ask my husband and let you know, I'm sorry. So I usually get messages from them, sorry, my husband has refused. I for the life of me could never understand whether it was for a design, whether it was for content, whether everything, even if they're co-partners, but the final decision, if you are the founder of your company, go ahead and take that decision and stand up for whatever mistake that may come through and say, yes, it's my baby, my business, my fault. I will stand up to it. I mean, I tell people, I've lost so much money on KLP for trying out so many things, but how will I know if it will work or not? I will have to put in that money. I have not asked a soul, but I am doing work.
Justify.
So, but another angle to it is that a lot of times I have been told that the husbands are the ones who are funding it. So they have the final say. So if you really want to run a business, either you save up. Now the government has a lot of these schemes where you can get pretty decent loans, and they encourage entrepreneurs or small and medium enterprises. You read up or you save up, you do anything. Try to be the one to take the decision. This is very important. TLP, what you see today, from the logo that you see, from anything that whether I want to hire people, whether I want to spend this much money, I will probably discuss, but now I don't discuss, but I completely take it on my own. It's my instinct. I have to go by my instinct. I will not always have people around me to guide me. So I think you cannot wait to say.
Being a founder, I know what you're coming from, and absolutely agree that when you are driving something, it is your baby, it's your passion, and you know what you want it to be made to. So obviously the decision should be yours. It should not be anybody. It could be your brother, your husband, your mother, your friends. You take their all the suggestions are always welcome. But if you want to succeed, I agree completely. Decision should be yours, because if you fail, it is you who's failing. If you succeed, it's you who's succeeding. So take the ownership of that decision, I guess. That's which is lacking nowadays very much. I'll come to the next question. And yeah, I'll just come to the next point. You were saying something?
No, it's
Hello?
fine.
Okay. Aarti is watching us. Aarti was there with us on the first episode of Meet the Passionate Souls of UBI. Aarti Shirali, doctor she's an oncosurgeon. She's watching us. She loved the idea. Progress together. It's very important to make an impact. And I think she's also working on that. Thank you so much, Aarti. Aarti, Karanam is there. Suru, thank you so much for being around. Sushma ji, thank you so much. Divya says, okay, Divya has a question for you. What challenges did you face and what motivated you to hold on to your vision and dream? Any specific ones if you can mention?
So challenges were that every time I have this probably a bad habit. When people say that I can't do it, I just want to do it more. So there are a lot of times people on my face, I've been rejected by a lot of places when I was starting out to be a journalist, like I said, and they actually told me that you cannot write. When I was in school, I was in grade 6 or 7, my English teacher told me you cannot write. Okay. And I know a little personal anecdote I would like to say that we came from a small town, and my mom, she's from a Hindi medium background, and she would come for my parent-teachers meeting. And I went to a very posh school in Bombay when we came from a small town, Asansol, when we came to Bombay. And actually, my class teacher called my mother an illiterate because she only spoke in Hindi. That I was in grade 6 or 7, and that impacted me a lot. And I decided that I'm going to show this teacher that you insulted my mother in front of my whole classmates. And it really impacted me. I could not speak much because our exposure was so less. Because coming from small towns, when we came to a city like Bombay, and we were like, wow, where have we arrived? I really worked hard. I read, and my mom taught me. My mom taught me. It was not that you don't have to be conversant in a language. It doesn't mean that the person does not understand.
Absolutely.
That propelled me, that I decided I'm not going to I don't make fun of people who can't speak the language. I have a problem with the mindset. You may speak good English, but you may have small mindset, and that is what makes me. So the thing is, doesn't matter what language you speak, you need to have a broad mind, a more respectful mind. And I think that was a very big roadblock. I lived with that because my class teacher told me at such a young age I could not write. For years, I believed I could not write. Till one fine day, I realized that I've been writing. That's all I did. For 18 years, now I'm in my 18th year, I am teaching people what more could I change this prophecy, which my now teacher told me?
Amazing. Amazing.
So I hope it answers your question.
I can relate to what you're saying. And when it comes to language, in fact, we are coming up with a language learning program, which everybody will be soon. The curtain raiser will be raised on 1st of February. So everybody stay tuned and watch out for what we are coming up with. I'll not spell the beans at this point of time. But yeah, language is something which you should be proud of. It's your, after all, you're connected to your roots with that language. I mean, I love Hindi, I love Marathi. I know a few languages. Doesn't mean that if I don't know English, I should not be ridiculed. But at the same time, when whatever language I know, I should be proud of it. I mean, language is something which you should be proud of, and it's something which makes you. It could be any language. Language binds you to your. So don't feel shy of speaking in your language. Don't never feel shy in speaking in your language. Even if you know English, you should be proud of your language. That's what my personal opinion is. Well, I can see what you're coming from and where it reached. I mean, imagine that roadblock which came. It is made TLP. So kudos to you, darling.
Thank you.
All right. Divya asked this question, and so this is what held her to her vision and dream, Divya. Look at the story. That's so beautiful. Wow, that's great. Truly a great opportunity. Shweta Prakash Kukreja, a storyteller of our group, is watching us. Mummy is there again. She is very happy to hear. Okay, I'll come back to Sajal Mehra from Canada. Thank you so much, Sajal, for being around. Yes, I'm glad that you're liking the show. Thank you so much. Archana ji, Devleen, Seema. All right, there's another question here. How was your experience being a former journalist, and how did it help you now?
Okay, that's a tricky one. So when we passed out of our post graduation, and we had this, young minds and fresh, and you want to make an impact and everything. We started out as though I was in another beat. My beat was information technology, so I started out on a different beat, and then other feature stories. Um, it was mixed feelings, to be very honest with you. There were a lot of things, because what you learn in classroom and what you learn in real life are two different things. That's where I was talking about in terms of adding what Dr. Ekta was mentioning about curriculum. There was, though your theory and whatever that you learn is very important, but when you step out into the big world, the game is completely different. Okay, people are not, nobody trains and mentors you what the kind of people you will be meeting and the kind of interactions you will have. But yes, and I changed my stream, went into lighter beats. Then I got to travel a lot across the country, and then started interviewing with different kind of people, events through other parts of the country. Then it was a far more positive experience. And I was blessed to have wonderful editors. So that made a lot of, I'm still friends with them. They moved out of whatever application we were, and we still connect with each other. We still drop a hi and a hello. So it's very nice to take is that when you leave, don't burn your bridges, and have good connects and bonds with everyone, so that whenever you move ahead in the future, you can always say hello once in a while, and it's always nice to stay connected. So that's how it is.
Wonderful. So we have, everybody is so happy and very, very much, I think, enjoying the whole session. It's been very inspiring session for all of them. And moving on to one, all right, where do you see TLP moving in the next 10 years? That's Anuradha asking you one question.
Wow. Oh, I'm hoping that I make it to the Forbes magazine, to one of the most powerful e-publishing platforms.
Wow, that's wow. All the best. All the best.
And I'm hoping and dreaming that I will interview then again.
Sure.
dreams have to be always there, right? Without the dreams, the life is boring, man. You have to dream.
Absolutely.
So I keep on dreaming.
Apple started off a small garage or somewhere. All the big brands that we know started out somewhere in someone's backyard with a truck or a cafe.
Absolutely.
So why can't I? What stops me from achieving my dreams? I don't have to be a techie or whatever. I can be a writer and still become something. Why not? Maybe pave the way for other writers who are passionate about their craft. In fact, another reason why I interviewed so many people, because who knows, they'll be the next Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, and I was fun to have interviewed them. We have Kahani Wali Mini, Sarla Mini. After I wrote about her, BBC featured her, and she's like, we were like rejoicing. These people are reading our work. It is not that. I get turned on. Another question that you said about challenges. These days, everyone wants to know how many followers you have. कितने followers हैं? Instagram. Oh no, can't pay you. Very bad followership. I said, but the content is rich. Now, followership you can even purchase. I mean, I know there are a lot of people having paid partnerships and all of that, but the content has to be good. I try and read up what people are writing, but the content doesn't enter my brain. It has to make a difference in me that I want to read. There are a lot of people I love to read on, but there's a disconnect in the content. When I teach in my writing program to all my students, see, news or content is a perishable item. And we have to be conscious, and we are responsible consumers and responsible creators. We just can't write anything in the name of content and expect it to sell. We have examples like Bollywood, and we have amazing star casts. They spend so much money on promotions, but sometimes the movie fails because the content is poor. The dialogue delivery or the editing is poor. So numbers can't translate to something all the time. It is how rich your content or package is. This is a big mental block, and I decided I will not work with people who keep asking me, "Oh, aapke to itne hi followers hain." But it doesn't translate, because I have had people write
about followers. It's not all the time about them. Absolutely, I will agree to it to the T, 200% actually. It's about the quality which you have, which you are sharing, and the bond which you're sharing with your coworkers and the full family, which you call, your whole jingbang and your clan, which is around you, just surrounded with all your writers, your TLP entrepreneurs. So that's your clan, right? It's more important that you connect.
And Sapnadi, this we had been talking about long, right? The quality matters. When we talk about UBI, it's every time the quality we are seeking.
Somebody has many thousands of members, and I said that don't bother about it. You just do what we want to do for UBI, and that's all that it should be mattering. Yes.
The good, it will come. The money, the number, everything will be second.
The followers will follow. They will come. Don't bother so much on that. They will come.
People following the work, and just random people who just come and leave lame remarks. I don't have time for that. So it's
frankly, if you see nowadays with the paid marketing and stuff, followers are like everywhere. Okay, you can get them if you pay them, but we don't believe in that, and that's where I think Tanya and I'm connecting at that mental level. Like we connected through that ideology and that kind of a philosophy. That's why probably we are together today again. Wonderful. I think I just want to ask you, in fact, before I go to another question from the audience, we have spoken about your entrepreneur meetups. I think you held a lot of meetups in the past, right? Can you share some details on that? Yeah, you have had the entrepreneur meetup.
We decided that when we will, it was actually by one of our TLP entrepreneurs. He approached me because his wife, they both are doctors, and his wife would make very nice, healthy snacks, and they were catering. And he, being a doctor, he connected. He was so encouraging about his wife. I wanted to interview my wife and do this and all of that. So we did that, and he joined the TLP club, and then he suggested, "Man, you have such a good group. Why don't you do a offline meetup?" And I'm like, okay. I was mulling over it. Dr. Rohit Shah from Bombay, he's a professor in dentistry, and I always give him credit. कि आपके वजह से मैंने you planted the idea, and we had our first meetup 2 or 3 years back in Bombay first, and then in Pune. And we had entrepreneurs from all over the city, from either from Mumbai or Pune. One, we saw people from Bangalore, Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, even farmers. They came for a meetup. It was so amazing. And they came, and what made our meetups, TLP meetups, so unique. I gave every participant a 3 minute or 5 minute slot to talk about their venture. It was not that we come and you only watch a few people talk. No, everyone got a chance to speak and give a presentation. And we had Q&A sessions and everything, and they loved it. Even the first meetup we had an elderly lady who lost her husband and she got into some business. And she had to come and give a talk, and she was shivering. So she held my hand, and she was in tears because she has never spoken in public. And in broken Hindi, Marathi, and she gave a talk on how she got into this. And people were cheering. There were people who were nervous saying, "You want to hold my hand." So I was there with every new person who was scared to speak in public. So then I realized, wow, if this gives the people the confidence to share their vision, that how they've come up till here, then why not? Last year, thanks to COVID, Maharaji, we could not do anything.
All of us are sitting everywhere in the corners and then trying to catch up over the calls.
Hoping that once things settle down, I am very hopeful that things will settle down and we'll be more wiser. And then I'm going to have another meetup, maybe another place. So people are TLP entrepreneurs and new people who want to be a part of TLP are most welcome to join. We even had offsites. We had Aparna Mohan from Let's Get Lost. He curated this offsite for TLP entrepreneurs where they came in with their families and kids. It was wonderful. We spent a weekend at a nice bungalow in Alibag, and all the families came. So it went beyond that. We are not the regular business-oriented thing. No, business will continue. Let's have a human connect, because we need a human connect in business. Because end of the day, we are selling to humans. We are not selling to robots. So if you don't understand, you don't empathize with your audience, you can't sell. So that is very important. So this is how we did it. We had coffee mornings. We got up for brunch at a coffee shop in Mumbai once, and we all sat down, just chilled. It was so nice. Coffee, and everyone went Dutch. And they said, "Tanya, let's have this more." It is so nice to not even talk about work. You are actually just chilling, and so it was good to connect and form good bond over coffee and
yeah. All right. Good to hear this.
Thank you.
I always like to connect with people, and it's always when that connect happens with those people, that is when actually the whole the bonding is completely different in that case. So I'm really happy to see that bonding happening across the TLP family, and God willing, very soon I will meet you in person, and if at all God is willing to allow us to travel together, maybe we can have a traveling meetup of TLP.
Yeah.
All done.
Why not? Absolutely.
All right, let me go back to the questions if there are any. All right, Shweta is watching us. Thank you, Shweta, for being there. Thank you for connecting me to Tanya. She is the reason behind me and Tanya together.
Absolutely.
So, thank you. She's busy, but still she's found time for us. That's really amazing. Thank you so much, Shweta. Bhargavi ji, no problem. You had to leave midway. Now you're back, so welcome back. I will probably take another question, which I have in mind before I go ahead with any other, till the time other questions are coming. I always think, since you are a writer, and as you said, you have shared your journey, anything very specific to writing community? What do you recommend? Like, from your side, any mantra which you believe in, or anything which you believe in that every writer should abide by?
One of the few things is, for to be in this field of writing, one has to be extremely self-motivated and self-driven. You can't seek motivation or inspiration. Even you have to be your own inspiration. You can't expect it from an external source. It is going to be at times a little thankless job, because what you write may not cater to everyone. Your readership may be very little. It Money may not come in. You may not be validated by what your readers are. They may not like it, but you will have to continue doing it. It only gets better with practice. When you keep writing every day, it just doesn't happen overnight. A lot of people, I was on some other panel, they asked me about uh, how can I earn money out of writing, and I keep telling them it won't happen like that. It is not. You write for the love of writing, because you love the craft. An artist paints for the love of the paint, or for the love of the craft. The money will come. Yes, you need the money to sustain. And another thing is, never belittle and degrade your own work. Even if your work, what you write doesn't go well down with your audience, you will have to be strong enough to back your own words. You will have to stand by, maybe bend a little, but you can't please your audience. And never work for free. Never, because the day you work for free, you're belittling your work, your craft. You're creating a little mess around for the others who are equally hardworking. So never work for free. Never reduce your charge or fee just because you need the money. The money will come. If you hold your work, your craft with dignity, others will also do it the same. So love your work, continue writing. Don't expect things to happen overnight. I am here in my 18th year of my career and 10th year of Lifestyle Portal. And if I imagine if I'd given up earlier, I did not. So don't give up on it. Writing takes time. It takes
Will
time.
not happen in a day. It will not happen in a day. So be
No, not at all.
persistent, consistent, and just
Consistency is the key, and keep writing something every day. If you get bored of writing, start doodling. Shweta Menon had a lot of these art workshops with these
yes,
Indian handicraft,
one of them. Yes.
and I give a lot of credit to her and her initiative through Truly Tribal, because in the lockdown I started sketching and doodling so much that it actually now brought in so many things and connecting my writing. If there are days I don't feel like writing, actually start doodling, but continue moving your hand with a pen. Always scribble, write something with your pen and paper. uh, the
Mobile. We are
computer will be there, but yes, mobile, I find it very constricting, because it's very constricting. It's very narrow. No,
so as a writer, I know
I'm very
it's
old-fashioned. I think now I sound very old-fashioned to people, because people take out their iPads and all of that. No, I will take my notepad and I will scribble on it, because there's a certain joy to see your pen and the ink move. When you scribble, when you doodle, when you sketch, you have an idea. When you're storyboarding, there's so many things. There is
and
no greater joy of seeing a pen and notebook.
yeah, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I've read somewhere there is a kind of connect with the flow of your thoughts and with your hand moving. There's
Exactly.
some kind of a study actually which scientifically proves
Yes,
when you
yes.
writing, your mind also starts behaving in a different fashion. So it is a very good exercise for your brain too. So guys, start writing with your pen
This
and
is what
paper.
I tell my writing program students. When you're
With your
brainstorming, don't use your mobile phone. I tell them to send me snapshots of the sketch and the doodling they do for their research, because I want them to understand the exercise, that you need to do it. There is a reason why children are given a slate and a chalk when they start. They don't are not given iPads and say, "Acha." No, there's a reason. There's a reason for everything why traditionally certain things have happened. Don't break that.
lovely. I to that point. All right.
We can go on and on and on
I
this
think, yes,
writing.
I think we can go, all three of us can go on and on in this topic because it's so
Writing.
dear
I
to
can
the
keep
heart.
writing.
But I don't know. Okay, there are people who are watching us. Thank you, everybody, all the viewers today who are watching us from across the globe. Thanks a ton for being there. Archana ji has joined us. Rita ji is there. Divleen is there. Divleen is Ekta's daughter. Thank you, Divleen, for being baby. Or Raji says, I prefer writing on a writing pad or diary, so it may appear a little old-fashioned. Don't worry, Auntie, we all write by hand and by pen
Right,
and paper. It's not old-fashioned. We are all there with you. So Rita Auntie is
not
very
old fashion. It's the right fashion. It's always going to be in fashion. Now people call it
fashion.
journaling. It's actually diary writing. The name has just changed.
That's why the new phones have come out with a stylus because they want us to write.
They want
Okay.
us to write
There
here.
are phones also which you can get with a pen. So if you want that, you can also go in. I think I should charge some guys over here because I'm promoting them. All right. Thank you so much. I think we should probably, I think you must be also having something else to work on. And Ekta, anything which you would like to ask or anything which you want to add on to, which we have missed?
I just want, no, everything has been done, but I just want to add up that few takeaways this evening. Uh, Dreams do come true. Take optimism at the end of the day. Be self-driven and take
Absolutely.
risks. That's the part of the game. And lastly, and foremost, the strengthening bond between one and oneself and between one's dreams. That is our most important takeaways this evening. Tanya, thank you so much. So this
Thank
was
you so
Tanya,
much.
who ardently believes in sharpening the saw, and she's taking strides by leaps and bounds. And with the last note, I would end that nothing is as important as passion. No matter whatever you want to do with your life, be passionate. And this is what Tanya has taught us today. Thank you so much. It's been very inspiring,
Thank you.
very motivating. And we have not very few, we have very few questions, but it took so long that we were so much flown away with your way of answering. It's so enticing. Thank you, Tanya, so much. You're a wonderful person. And
Thank
we are
you.
happy to be connected with one more passionate soul on this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Sapna.
Wonderfully wrapped up, Ekta. Here, before winding up, I would want to say a few words to, obviously, Ekta has really summed it up very well. So I will not go ahead on that. Tanya, thank you so much for your time and energy which
Thank
you've
you
put
so
into
much.
this.
Thank you.
And I would like to invite you also. We are completing 3 years on 2nd of February. United Minds journey
Oh,
is
wow.
it's a very small milestone for us,
Wonderful.
but big for all of us as well. So
Very big milestone.
1st to 15th, we are celebrating this journey together. All 15 days, there will be live sessions every day. We will have the inaugural session on 1st February. And we have Kavi Ajat Chatruji coming in for us to inaugurate the session. He will be the chief guest. There are many more sessions which will be there. There'll be book launches and there will be poetry sessions in Hindi as well as English from across the globe. Everybody, whoever is watching me, please join us on 1st of Feb. We are launching something really new and interesting for all the language lovers. We need your support, we need your love and encouragement. So please be there. That will be all aired on our UBI group, United Bank Facebook group, which is there. You can visit the group, stay there, watch us live at in the evening. I think 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. The timing is still finalized, and I'll be sharing all the other details soon on the website as well as on the page. Stay tuned, and we will be missing out on the next weekend session because right the next after the weekend we are starting the full 15 days session. So we'll give you a breather from us next weekend, and we will catch up on the Meet the Passionate Soul series very soon after a couple of weeks. So thank you so much, Ekta. Thanks a ton for
Thanks.
your time.
Thank you.
And thank you, Tanya. I think we
That was so nice talking to you, and thank you, Shiva.
same,
Very nice talking to both of you.
it was an
Thank you
amazing
so
journey
much.
traveled along with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Everyone who's
Bye-bye.
watched us,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week ahead. and get ready for the next week's journey with us. Thank you.